Welcome to the Akashic Cosmic Academy. I am so excited to be announcing this. I am Teja, Priyadarshini, founder for Akashic Cosmic Healing, and this is our very first venture into teaching. We are offering courses on the Akashic Records for now, but we will soon be expanding and teaching more techniques and more modalities as we go on. The Akashic Records is launching with the Akashic Records Module-1, and in this module you will be learning about how you can access the Akashic Records for yourself and for others. The Akashic Records Module-2 will have information on how you can develop your psychic mediumship abilities to connect with dearly departed ones on the other side, how you can connect with pets, and how you can read for buildings and properties, and how you can access past lives. So that is in Module 2, but let's focus on Module 1. Module 1 is where you have the basics, the very basics. We start from the very beginning. You could be already practicing certain healing techniques or certain healing modalities, but we're going to go back to the basics because there might be some things that you might have missed, and the Akashic Records Module 1 course wants to cover everything so that when you come out of this particular course certified as an Akashic Records guide, you are confident and you just know that whatever information you're going to be receiving is 100% accurate. When we first start, we're going to differentiate between the ego, mind, and the higher self. What are they exactly, and how can you differentiate them? Because sometimes it's a bit confusing when you ask your higher self some questions, your ego mind tends to answer, and if you ask your ego mind something, then your higher self may answer, and you may not know the difference. And this is what this course is all about, knowing the difference between the ego mind and the higher self. Once you achieve that, we then move on to finding your psychic abilities. This is something that excites me because all of us are psychic to some level, and some of us have certain psychic qualities that are more dominant than the others. And in this Akashic Records Module 1, we're going to be figuring out which of these psychic abilities you have and strengthen those abilities so that you can access the Akashic Records with more accuracy and have the confidence to basically give anybody a fantastic reading. So once we figure out what your psychic abilities are, we strengthen them with certain exercises, and then we get on to the cool part, which is accessing the Akashic Records itself. The Akashic Records is a living, fluid consciousness field based in the 11th, the 12th, or even higher dimension, and they are a group of light beings that protect these Akashic Records, and we call them the Akashic Record Keepers and Guides. So these Akashic Record Keepers and Guides kind of record every past, present, and possible futures of every living consciousness. And trust me, it's not just humans and animals that have consciousness. A whole lot of things have consciousness and exist on various timelines, in various realities, and in various dimensions. So all of this is recorded in the Akashic Records field, and we can access these records by increasing our frequencies, creating a portal of sorts to connect with the Akashic Record Keepers and Guides and ask them to convey or relay information to us as a guide to give then the information to the client. This is how the process works. So once we understand how we can access the Akashic Records for ourselves, then we go on to the next step in accessing the Akashic Records for everyone else. So when you get to the part where you're accessing the information for others, there are a few telltale signs that will tell you that you are in the records and that you are actually receiving information from a higher level of dimensional reality, and it is super cool. So I'm going to go through that, and then we're going to have an examination. Yes, it is not a very difficult exam. It's a multiple choice exam that you will need to pass after you finish watching the 15 or so training videos that we have for you. Once your training is complete, you take the exam, and once you pass the exam, then we go on to the final day of the live classes, which is the business class. This is a bonus class which teaches you how you can create your own business if you choose to practice the Akashic Records as an Akashic Records guide. And once you understand how you can market yourself, how you can create a social media presence, and how you can get clients through that, it becomes easier, right, then to add this to your existing healing practices. And for those of you who are already healers and have businesses and are practicing healing, this is just going to allow you to kind of reboot the way you work and how you can get more clients through the Akashic Records. So this is a very interesting thing that you can do, and don't miss that class because it's beautiful, it's brilliant. But once you finish with all the 6 days of live classes, then you need to submit about 25 free sessions of the Akashic Records that you can do to your friends or to your family members or anybody really who's willing to have a session with you. And once you submit these case studies, that is when you're issued your ACH certification. So the ACH is the Akashic Cosmic Healing Certification, which certifies you as an Akashic Records guide, and you can then practice with full confidence because this particular certification is also internationally viable. It is valid outside of the country, and you can practice Akashic Records anywhere, from your home, from a different city. If you're traveling, you can still access the Akashic Records. It's so much fun to do the Akashic Records Module-1. So this is what it is, and if you want to sign up, click the registration link below and get going. I'll see you in the live classes.